Hi, my name's Tamika and I'm currently in my last year of my psychology degree. I recently implemented and designed an intervention program as part of my degree on helping a client to quit smoking. This intervention was extremely successful, and so I'm creating this how-to video using behaviour modification principles to help others quit smoking too. Changing an addiction and a habitual behaviour is never an easy job. It takes hard work, motivation and determination to be successful. Once you feel motivated and determined to change your behaviour and create a healthier lifestyle for yourself, you can use these 4 stages to begin your process: functional assessment, baseline assessment, intervention stage and a prevention stage. Now let's talk some more about that. Firstly, before you engage in any sort of intervention program, functional assessment must always be conducted. Functional assessment is conducted to determine the antecedent events or stimuli that evoke the behaviour, define the behaviour itself, and the reinforcing consequences that maintain it. These are commonly referred to as the ABCs. Common antecedents for smokers can include seeing a packet of cigarettes or an ashtray, having a morning coffee, or even when you experience a great deal of stress. Antecedent manipulation would be needed if any of these were determined to be a preceding event for the problem behaviour. For example, in my program, I removed cigarettes and lighters out of sight so to decrease the likelihood of my partner wanting a cigarette. Then, the reinforcing consequence or function of the problem behaviour can include social positive or negative reinforcement and automatic positive or negative reinforcement. Determining which kind of consequence will help you when designing your intervention program and how to modify the consequences. There are a number of methods functional assessment can be conducted, including direct methods, indirect methods, and experimental methods. Indirect methods such as behavioural interviews or questionnaires are used to gather information from the person exhibiting the behaviour. In the case of smoking and my recent intervention, indirect methods can be very useful, as most of the time you'll not be with your client 24/7, which smoking generally occurs throughout the whole day. So you can ask your client to keep a data sheet which they can mark each cigarette they have. On a data sheet, it usually consists of the time, place, who was present, feelings they felt before and after the cigarette, and you can use this information to get a full understanding of the triggers of smoking. Direct methods of observation are preferable to use than indirect methods. Direct methods do not rely on memory or incorrect or biased information, which is much preferable. Lastly, experimental methods can be used where you manipulate antecedents or variables to demonstrate the influence on the problem behaviour. Although it is a good method, it can be time-consuming or difficult to orchestrate. Once you've conducted your functional analysis, determined your ABCs, and assessed the client using direct, indirect, or experimental methods, you should be able to develop a hypothesis on your problem behaviour. You should be able to determine its triggers, consequences, and what reinforces it. And with this, you're ready to begin your baseline assessment. A baseline assessment is crucial and essential to determining the severity of the problem, including how many cigarettes smoked each day. You use this to compare your intervention and prevention stages with your baseline to make sure you're making progress towards your goal. I used a data sheet to collect information in my intervention program where the client filled out information on each cigarette he smoked. This in turn created my baseline assessment. Once you've conducted your baseline assessment and functional analysis, you then must design your intervention program. There are a number of behaviour modification principles you can use, such as self-management, reinforcement, punishment, stimulus control, or extinction. These should be used in the foundation in your program. In my program, I use self-management, reinforcement, and stimulus control. Self-management allows the client to feel involved and continue their motivation in the intervention project. Self-management can include continued assessment, like continued use of the data sheet by the client, behavioural contracts, or setting up adequate social support in the client's goals. Further, reinforcement can be used. There is both positive and negative reinforcement, where both increase the desired behaviour. I used positive reinforcement, where my client was given praise and a material item each week if he successfully achieved his goals. Make sure that anything you use as positive reinforcement is specifically tailored to your client, otherwise it will not be as effective. In addition, stimulus control helps manipulate the antecedents that precede the problem behaviour. Using antecedent manipulation, you can remove stimulus that act as a trigger to wanting a cigarette, sort of like cues. This in turn reduces the problem behaviour as well. Your last stage of an intervention program is prevention. Once you have successfully achieved your goal, you now need to maintain it. Using relapse prevention methods, they can help incredibly, and being aware of relapse phases are vital in making sure you do not smoke again. There are 3 different stages of relapse: emotional, mental and physical. Each have different signs to look out for, and if you go to the website shown below, you can use these exercises to combat your urges. Now just a couple of notes to be aware of while partaking in designing an intervention program. Firstly, make sure you promote generalizability throughout. Generalizability means that if you're eliminating a problem behaviour, such as smoking, then you stop smoking in all situations where smoking may occur. For example, my client smoked both at work and in social settings, and for generalization to have occurred, he had to have the tools to stop smoking in both situations, which he did. Using behavioural skills training, which uses modelling, instruction, rehearsing and feedback, you can practice a variety of different situations to help your client quit smoking rather than just one. Lastly, use assessment throughout your whole intervention. Without assessment, you cannot compare your progress from your baseline to your prevention to intervention stages. Now you've got all the tools and information on creating and designing your own intervention program. Hopefully you can start making a healthier and better life for yourself or others. I'm Tamika and thanks for watching.